So we're going to hit this a little bit backwards this time. We're going to do the inside, just a little bit of cleaning before we start messing with the motor, because my kids want to get in here and pretend they're driving it. So we'll clean it up and get it where the kids can get inside and they can play in here while we're fixing on the big block. Keep it turned a little bit like this. Yeah, it'll suck all that stuff up and it won't get stuck. If you put it down like this, it'll stick to it. To keep it at a little bit of an angle. A little more of an angle like this. There you go. All right, well, we cleaned the car earlier, and then we got some dinner and kind of hung out. And I was gonna wait till tomorrow morning to start messing with the big block, but well, I can't wait. And it's nighttime, and I got horrible lighting, and we're gonna go at this because I'm impatient. I mean, if you were sitting here with a big block at the house, would you wait till tomorrow to take a look at it? I didn't think so. So I guess first thing we're gonna do is jump in here. I'm gonna do this the right way. This thing hasn't ran in 20 years, so we're gonna pull all the plug wires, and the plug wires are ate up. We're gonna pull all the plug wires off of it, all the plugs out of it, and we're gonna look at every cylinder with the camera deal. I don't think you can see it because it's gonna flicker, but it'll give me a good idea what's going on, and you can take my word for it. And from there, we're probably gonna lube the cylinders. We're gonna pull a valve cover and verify that everything's in good shape. We're gonna pull out the distributor and we're gonna run the oil pump and pump oil up through the motor. And what else? We're gonna do something else, all before we try to turn it over. I don't know. Some people would say, hey, you don't need to do all that to fire an old motor up. And I would agree with you. You don't necessarily need to do all that. But this motor apparently had less than 10,000 miles on it when it was parked. And it's had some work done to it. It's got a cam. I got the paperwork and I'm going to show it to you in this video. It's got a cam with like 580 lift. It's not the sheet. It's just the handwritten notes of what the guy built. And we're going to try and verify that what he said is right. But it has a cam with 580 lift. The block has been decked. The heads were ported and polished. Or something along those lines. Probably ported. And the 580 lift cam, 260 something duration. I don't know if he had the LSA on there or not, but he has a healthy cam. And well, you see the intake and supposedly solid roller lifters. Who knows? But let's start by pulling some plugs. How tough are they going to be to get out? Oh, what am I doing? I'm out here like a rooster. I don't feel right. Good, bad, good, bad, good, bad. Yep, there we go. Button too tight. Well, I don't know. It looks there's rust on the end of the plug. I don't like that. but it's not inside the plug. I gotta get my glasses. The old peepers ain't what they used to be. But we're gonna set these down over here in order how they come out, and we'll swing back around. Oh, you want to see it? What do you think? You tell me how it's running. Oh, that was tight. I need it shop lighting. That's not encouraging. There we go. That is a little bit scary. Well, we're just gonna keep moving along because it didn't look horrible. It just you're nervous, a little bit nervous. Like I did see rust on that plug, and I knew. Oh, that one's tight too. I knew being this is pretty much open header for 20 years. There was a valve open somewhere, and it could lead to bad things. Is all. I don't know. Here's that light falling. Oh, and again, I don't have my glasses on. This one is not looking good either. All right, last one. Cylinder 8. It ought to look pretty good, right? I mean, how many valves could be open? Intake, exhaust. This could not be good. I'm getting discouraged. I was hoping for a super clean plug, and they looked like they were fouled when they were parked. Which means the 850's probably feeding it to a little too. I'm just hoping that's running lean now. Oh, that don't look bad with the light on it. That scared me. I thought the inside, that plug actually looks pretty. This is what I was expecting, not with the rest around the ring, though. You see, that, that's a clean burn. That's a fairly new plug. I don't like the rust ring, though, but that's looking healthy. Here we go with our little cam into the spark plug hole. It is a flat top piston. I think the piston is all the way up. There's not much to see in that one, but it doesn't look bad. The piston's all the way up, so it's just a small, you can't really see the cylinder. Okay, here we go. If there's some type of corrosion right on the top of the piston of that cylinder. Oh, huge vertical scar. That's no bueno. Oh, that's a huge vertical scar. There's still cross hatching in here. Again, looks like there's some sort of corrosion on it. I wish I could see that a little better. And the last cylinder, all the way down. There is cross hatching. There's also vertical scarring. Well, let's switch over to the other side and pull the other plugs out. Well, we got all the plugs out, both sides, and I don't think we need to fill the cylinders. After looking in there, there's a little bit of rust on the very back side of this cylinder, and the other side looked all right. And after getting a good look at the plugs, I think every cylinder is actually running pretty healthy. But you can definitely see in there where this motor sat, and then someone came in and turned the motor. And they didn't go all the way around, they just turned it a little bit. And there's some pretty good vertical scars where they turned it. And that makes me nervous. Hopefully it's not stuck. So we're going to shoot a little PB blaster in every cylinder through the thing. Just a little kind of lube up, break down in around the rings and all that. And then we'll give it a squirt of ATF. And I know, I don't have any marble here. So break it down, we'll lube it with the ATF. Should be alright. No, that don't move. That's going to be a tough shot. Actually got in there pretty good. Now I got this little oil can. When you squeeze this trigger, it just sprays like wildfire in all directions. So like 2 pumps of this is just a gentle mist. So we'll stick it in each and pump it this way and pump it this way, and that ought to lube the cylinder about the best we can. We got it all lubed up. We got the plugs back in the other side, just finger tight, just so things can't get in there overnight. And tomorrow morning sometime when we wake up, we'll pull these plugs back out when we're ready to rotate the motor over. All right, those are back in there. We want to run the oil pump before we spin the motor, but we don't want to go out of time. So we just pull it, we spin the motor. I mean, you're going to put your thumb until you find the compression stroke. You're going to line that up. You're going to put that on the one cylinder, and you're back on time. So we're just going to pull the distributor and be ready to run the oil pump. Yep. We need to get valve covers off. But it's getting very late tonight. So I think I'm going to go grab me a shower and a couple hours of shut-eye. And, well, we'll pick this back up in the morning. We'll take the valve covers off, verify what we're seeing, roller motor, run the oil pump, then try and spin on the motor. It's going to be sweet. Gonna be sweet. All right. Let's see you. Well, it'll be real quick for you guys, but I'll see you in the morning. All right, it's the next morning. We threaded the plugs back out. We got a little drizzle over there, so I guess it worked its way around. Now we're gonna get up here and get the distributor out and take the air cleaner off. Get a little room back here, run the oil pump, pull this valve cover and maybe that valve cover, and make sure we got oil going everywhere. And then we're going to try and manually rotate it over. So let's not talk about it. Let's be about it. She's probably a go-getter, you know? Okay, what are we doing now? We got that off. We're going to get the distributor out and let's pull the distributor. It's bone dry too. I mean, there ain't a lick of oil on that. Guess I gotta see which way that's aimed, right? Okay. Something don't sound good there. That's the oil pump. I don't understand. Oh, we got 20 psi just hand turning that. That could be good and that could be bad. Watch the oil gauge and tell me how high the pressure gets. What's the highest? That's it? Okay. Nope, I can't be losing all this stuff. We're going to zip off this valve cover. See if we got Earl to the top. Alright. Definitely gonna need some valve cover. Oh my lord. Yes. Roller rockers. 1.7s. Guide plates. I can't see a manufacturer on these. Which could be good or bad. Probably just standard Summit roller rockers. But those actually look really good. I'm gonna have to say that confirmation as to the sheet that I got with the infos on it. Probably the truth. Alright. The heads are 3, looks like 9. 3904880. GMT4 H206. If it was a roller, it would have bars connecting one to the other. And either I'm missing that or it is hard to see down in there. Well, everything on this side looks the same as that side. They're old school because they don't have tapered seat plugs. They have a gasketed plug. So that's got to be pre-70, I think. I don't know. But the casting number on the back said it was 77 to 90 something. So maybe they had an old block, a newer block that they threw older heads on. So as you can tell, we've Hook the drill up to the oil pump. And what else did we do? I had to pull the front pulley off the bottom. It wasn't centered, so you couldn't get a ratchet on the bolt. And now what we're going to do is run the oil pump again with the, drill and see if we can't, get some oil pressure built up. Okay, you caught me. I already spun it once and we got 60 psi and oil came out of here and back here. So we're going to run it again for a little while and see how much oil we can get, in hopes that it doesn't run all down the motor. You know what I'm saying? So here we go. I think I have 2 gears. Let me put this in low gear. I think we're going to be all right. We done a good job. I mean, I've ran motors after doing way less than that. So, what do we got to do now? Let's figure that out. Now, where we're at right now, we need to roll it to TDC, and then reinstall the distributor pointed at the 1-cylinder. Well, yesterday yeah, it's a new day. I got busy eating, doing dad things, but we're back on it. And yesterday we spun the motor, got oil everywhere, set it on TDC, verified timing. In the process of turning the motor, I had to take the front pulley off. It's just a thin little aluminum pulley that was coated with chrome or something. I'd take that pulley off to get the bolt on there, and well, it was all destroyed. So I ended up sanding on that and painting it so it didn't look so horrible. And the hold down for the distributor, I did that too because I was already in it. And then I sanded all the plugs and put them back. Not sanded, wire brushed the plugs and put them back in so we could just fire it up, Get it to run just a little bit before we put good plugs in it. Because right now I got tranny fluid and PB blaster and probably bad gas I'm going to put in it. And I'd sure like it to just foul out the old plugs again before I put new plugs in it. So I dug around and I found an old Mallory ignition out back. Some of this one's been taped, and there's one that's burnt right there. He's been ate up by mice. There's mice bites all in them. Maybe I can replace these bad ones with these less bad ones. There's an Excel freak somewhere right now that's like, man, that is vintage, even with the little wire looms. I'm gonna try and get them off. Probably won't work, but okay. Let's not be impatient, right? We don't want to be mixing and matching and all that just to put the right stuff on tomorrow. All right, I guess let's get a battery. Stick a battery down in the back and see what the switches do, right? All right, let's do that. Battery. Oh, I'm going to have to steal that from the Monte Carlo. I wasn't thinking about a battery at the parts store. And they're expensive. Well, this is the back of the bucket. Back of the bucket, where the battery goes. And we got a positive wire here. Yeah. I don't know what's going on here. So this appears to go from my searching to the front. So that is positive. Goes right up to the start relay in the dash and then to the starter. So that's positive. So then you would assume that this would be negative, right? It just runs over here. When you don't have the wire you need, you just make the wire you need. I would have put that on a drill and spun the drill so it at least tightened up and looked like it was one wire. But okay, I mean it worked. I'm sure he got it fired up. Maybe not. Maybe that was the one attempt. That's when the motor turned to where it was when we found it. I wonder why it didn't spin. And we got this ground strap here that's, well, I mean, equally as long as our positive cable is over here. Right? We just hang them off the side. Just so you can get it started with someone else's battery and then just put them back on your battery. Watch out for the paint. Watch out for the paint. That's not something I normally say. You might wonder, why haven't you washed that thing yet? And there's a bunch of reasons why. The main reason, I'll tell you, is because I'm afraid that when I wash it, it's going to be shiny. And then I'll be the guy at the car show wiping it down. And then I'll be mad when somebody scratches it. And one of the kids run their hand down the side. So if I just leave it dirty, no one wants to touch it. They won't run their hands down it because, well, it's dirty. And I'm not so worried about it being shiny. I gotta find another wrench, and I don't know where I put my wrenches. But let's just see. I mean, that's pretty tight. Okay, we can do away with the positive, negative wire. Negative, positive wire. All right. In with the battery. Which way are we go? We're gonna put it in like this. Does it fit in the tray that they made? Okay, it does. There we go. 4. We do. It grabs all the way across. We can even go wider. Scoot it to the back. Not too bad. Okay, this is positive. We want to get that. I guess that's where we're at with that. Okay, that's going right there. And this is, well, this is excessive. It's a bit. Okay, we could do that, right? Seems pretty good. Can I get a zip tie? Make it 2 zip ties in the zip tie container over your right shoulder. 1, 2 zip ties for you. 2 of the black ones, please. You gotta keep some tension. Off camera is the world famous Jess Nicole. She is probably currently trying to keep up with what account I spent money in today. I try to keep her on her toes and go at different accounts every other day. I try to hit her account on her direct deposit days. This didn't even come with a nut and bolt. How does it? How?
Are you sure you didn't take it out?
No. Okay.
Isn't that like a twist?
Wonder if I can just run a zip tie through that. Crimper down. Right, are we ready? Let's just see if it sparks. We got no sparkage. Okay. That's a good sign. No sparkage. I mean, yeah. It ain't burning down, is it? So we got it on. I don't know what does anything up here. And I'm scared to just hit switches. But I'm gonna. I'm gonna start on this side because I feel like it's got to be lights or something over here, right? Wouldn't you want the starter stuff close to you? I don't know. Is it? Is it? I don't. I don't smell nothing burning. Nope. Headlights are not on. So let's just touch a button and see what happens. We got a light or something back here flashing? Nothing. Nothing either way. Oh, chocolate ice cream. Oh, we got fan with this one. That's the fan. And it still works. Okay. Oh, that is that interior lights? Are those headlights flashing? No. Tail lights?
Tail lights.
Huh? Flashing? Okay. What's this do? That's a real tough switch. It's two. I don't know what they are. Oh, one of them I think I do know. One of them was fuel pump, I think. We got nothing on any of those, huh? Do I got a flashlight somewhere? Let's see what we can see under here. I can't really see much. Okay, one of them gives power. The whole thing was wired with red wire. Like, hey, I got a sale on red wire today. Let's wire up that hot rod. Oh, there's a wire ate by a mouse up there too. Oh, it's eating multiple. Oh, multiple wires ate. What are you guys doing to me? Off camera, I figured out. I got down here, twisted and cabobbled underneath this mess, and played with all the fuses. Pulled them out, cleaned them up, put them back in, and now we got everything to work. That's the fan. This is the interior and the rear lights. This is the headlights. Yep. This is the fuel pump, which is a Holly fuel pump right underneath here that's not working. And then this is ignition. So I don't think there's anything on that box to light up. But, well, oh yeah. I put the spark plug wires on and they're not going to reach going under the header. So we're going over the header until I buy the MSDs and make them myself. Don't criticize. It's what we had. It's what we're going with. And we're waiting on the warehouse. One of them, send it to you warehouses to get us a cap. They say coming by 5:30. Okay. I mean, it's Sunday. I'd like to got here a little sooner, but so I thought let's jump in and well, let's talk about the history. I need to sit down because my back's hurting. Oh, oh, that's great. I get even more. So here's a folder of documentation. Some of it's handwritten, some of it is receipts, I think. It's the history of what's going on and when it's going on. So that's my bill of sale. So the car This is the best story I know. We'll sum it up real quick and then we'll see if we can verify it here. The car was built in the late 90s, early 2000s. The guy I got it from bought it in 2002. And then he drove it a little bit for a couple years. I think in 2004 was the last time it was actually on the road. There's 2005 and 6 stickers in here that never made it to the car. And then the car is tagged 2009, last time it was tagged. And now it's 2025. So you could say last time it was tagged is in 2009, so it's been in there for 16 years or whatever. But I think what actually happened is that he parked it in 04 and then didn't sticker it as it sat. We haven't exactly figured it out. So we're guesstimating 16 to 20 years it has been sitting in that barn. So here goes some stuff about it to try and verify it. This is like handwritten notes about a Speedway chassis, and I guess I don't know if it. I don't think this is the Speedway chassis that's on the car. I've looked it over. Maybe he was looking at parts to copy it. There's a photocopy of the T-Bucket's engine and trans, and maybe somebody made this for sale when they were selling it. Up at the top it says Mr. Russell in 2002. 10 of 2002. And it says the Big Block has a Moroso pan, Holly, carb, Victor Jr., intake, solid lift cam, 264, 270, 559, 580. It's got the headers, 69, 427 steel heads. Okay, that makes sense. It says 880 exhaust, closed chambered, 2.19 intakes. There we go. And I'm going to verify that is pretty close. Where does it say? It says solid lift cam, but the block itself, I ran the casting on, and it comes back as a 79 to 85, 454. But the heads, I didn't track the casting number, but the plugs are flat. They're not a tapered seat. So that threw me off there. And I knew it had to have been an early head, like, but I couldn't find a good 454 with those plugs. But now that I see and read this, it has 427 steel heads. So I need to be looking at 1969 427s. Is that good? It says it has a Speedway chassis, 10-volt rear, centerline wheels, MSD ignition, all that stuff's legit. We got pictures of the car when it was purchased, and I'm not going to show you their information, but let's see if we can't set that up. That's the car when it was purchased, and it's in black and white, photocopied pictures. But it's something, It says the purchase date of November 2002. From and to. Okay, that's good. Well, we know that's the car, and we know that's the motor, and I guess this is the first one this guy did. He built this one first, or second, or something. I don't know what this might have been more about the car, but it's gone now. You can't. We have to work magic to read that. Oh,
No, but I can tell you.
we got some hot rod art. I mean, that's
Let me show you something.
got to keep that in the pile. Ford
Besides
T-Buck.
there's another one of these that's written out.
It can be seen. It's the same thing. Are you sure? Here goes some maintenance and repair stuff that I can't read. It looks like parts they're buying for the car. No, I just got two of those. Holly technical information. You know, what do you contain your Holly? I mean, it has a Holly on it. Electric fuel pump. Oh, that doesn't work. Is there a? Can we get a warranty? It's been 20 years. Why doesn't it work, Holly? I'm just playing. It's been 20 years. Yes, it did its job. What's this from Speedway? A mirror. Oh, we got the receipt for the mirror. Okay, guess we need to do something with that. And the ugly fan. It came from Speedway with instructions how to install ugly fan. Zip for zip ties. Fan installed. Okay. Well, that's all the history that we got. Maybe that is the same page. I'm agree. It's a couple of the flyers. What is this handwritten stuff here? What's that dated? The only things in here is in 2003 is like the last of anything written for, what anything done to the car. So I'm imagining that was when they got it together to go to the prom, his son's prom or graduation or something. And the '09 tag just happens to be that they sent him a tag that year to renew the tag itself. And so he went out to the barn and put it on there and probably told them, let's get that tea bucket going. And then, we never did. That's our history. Now, is it documented proof that that's a metal bodied tea bucket? I don't think it is. Hand me that flashlight. It's not proof that this is a documented metal body tea bucket, but tea buckets didn't have VIN numbers on them, so you can't go around and say, oh, hey, where's the Model T VIN? It was on the motor. That's the only number on the whole damn car. So the only thing you can do is look at it and say, well, it's metal or fiberglass. So on the back of this flashlight is a magnet, and that's metal, and that's metal, and well, I know the floors are metal. Let me get out here. I don't want to bang the hard light to it, but oh, that door is metal. Ooh, that body's metal. You know what I'm saying? So the only thing that is not metal is that front cowl up there. That's fiberglass, and this bed is fiberglass. But the body, the cabin, is metal, and it's got. I think they bent them handles that way. I think the handle should have been up here, like a little more straight. But okay. It's got a turbo 400 transmission that supposedly has a shift kit and maybe reverse manual valve body. But we'll figure that out, when we get it fired up. Just waiting. Just waiting for the guy to drop off the cap. Because that's where we're at. Why couldn't we just buy it at the store? I don't know. I guess I'm going to get a drink and Watch my driveway for the first signs of a blue space truck. All right, we got our cap and rotor finally. So now we're going to go ahead and get all our stuff set up here best we can. Oh man, I've been waiting for this. I'm ready to hear the overall just run. What do we do now? It's wired. Flip switches and hit buttons, right? Fire in the hole. Oh. Uh-oh. We got a short. Didn't go. All right, round 2. The forward style relay is a little sticky. We're going to hit it now and just see if it won't spin over. What am I doing? I need that button up again. Okay, let's try again, fella. What's sparking up there? That doesn't sound healthy, huh? That starter don't sound good at all. Gonna have to drop that. All right, try number 3. Got a different starter. I don't know nothing about it. Could be good, it could be bad. Let's just bump the starter this time. And it turned over that time, huh? Before the relay locked up. Let's see how well it turns over, though. Don't sound much better. I better charge that battery, though. But that's it. We got to get something down the yap, I guess. Well, I searched around and I got some old weed eater gas. We're gonna see, does it go bang? I'm nervous right now. Well, it's gonna go bang. Is it gonna go bang? Off the button? No, not off the button. Deny. Okay. Here it goes, all for nothing. It's gonna blow right on my legs here. I'm gonna be scared if it even goes. Uh-oh. Guess I'm gonna have to get the battery charger out. Alright, so we had it on the battery charger. We cleaned this terminal really good and got it all set up. The battery charger just got done, so it's a little bit late. I mean, it's dark outside in the FLA. But we're gonna dump a little fuel in there and we're gonna hit it one more time now and see if it fires up. I got my lighting the best I can get it, so you're gonna have to bear with me. Let's make the neighbors happy. Yep. No shoes and comfy pants. It got late. I mean, what do you want me to do? So, let's see what's going on up in here. Got ignition on. Where's my gasoline? Let's feed it a little bit. Oh, whoa. That might have been it. Hopefully we don't blow a big bang out of the exhaust and burn my legs off. It's a go, all systems. Back on the battery charger. Well, yep, it's the next morning, and I thought about it all night because I went to bed when I killed the battery the second time, and I thought it's drawing too many amps. So when I woke up this morning, I eliminated the Ford coil inside there, and and I just left the wire from the coil to here, and I just took the battery wire, ran it right to the starter, so then it feeds back up to that Ford coil in there, and then I hooked like a bus bar. I just hooked all the interior power to that for now. So we're going to here, and then it feeds into there, and then it goes through the switch and down and back to here. And when you hit the button, well, it turns. And I'll show you inside there in a second what I did, and you can kind of understand. But now I got good. Oh, and the end of the wire the end just came off, so I had to recrimp that. That's part of the problem. But now we got good spinach. I mean, it spins well. I didn't get the camera. I just kind of did it just to get it over with because we want to hear it run. And we're going to be on attempt number 3. But I think it's going to run now. So actually, let me get you in here real quick and show you what we did under the dash and how we got this jerry rigged over here. And we'll feed her some onions. All right, let's see if we can get you under this dash now. Right up here is a Ford coil. Let me get some light so we can really see it. That's a Ford coil. Solenoid. Coil. What am I saying? That's a Ford solenoid. And what I did is I just pulled the main wire back out and ran it to the starter down there. And then hooked everything onto this lug on the top right here. So all the power, it's like a bus bar now. The relay doesn't work anymore. Solenoid, whatever. And this is just my test light. Anyhow, now we got power in here. And the main wire for the starter is right here hanging down. Going up to the starter. Right? Okay. And then that green wire comes from the button, that's under the dash. It used to go to the solenoid. I just extended it and sent it to that solenoid. And, well, that's the button right there. You just push it now. And the motor does turny things. So I got to clean up this mess real quick. We'll get you set back up, and then we're going to throw some fuel down the appers, and she should fire this time. All right, we already filled the front bowl, and we're going to throw some in the back bowl. Got no leaks up front. All right. Maybe it'll run a little bit for us. A little bit everywhere for everyone. Well, we got a little bit of the accelerator pump leaking over there. I don't think it pulled anything from the bowls, though. I think it just ran on what I fed it. Let's see if we can't feed it a little bit. We got a runner. All right. You gotta love it, you know. Why was the fan moving up there? Probably because the other fan was pulling the air through. Well, we got a runner. Now I guess we need to. Yeah, we're draining fuel right there. We need to rebuild the carburetor and figure out the fuel system and get some tires on it and roll it out here. Can we just makeshift a gravity feed? We got to do something with the carb. It's leaking. It's leaking from the accelerator pump. Pretty bad. Drip, drip, drip. All right. That sounded pretty good. I think you heard the cam pretty good too, huh? Wasn't too bad. All right. Next. Well, we were waiting on parts. And we finally got it. We got the trick kit. And we're going to throw it on this Rubbermaid container over here and tear it down, put it back together, put it on the car. While we were waiting on that yesterday, I took the fuel lines off because, well, they weren't any good. And I replaced them with some that are good. And, we're not using those. And in the process of that, I stuck the two ends in a gas can and flipped the switch and found the loose ground on the fuel pump. And the fuel pump, for 10 minutes, pumped fuel. So, I apologize, Holly. And I asked, it still works after 20 years. Okay. Good job. All right. I guess let's get set up. Do you want to watch an 850 get rebuilt? I don't know. It takes a long time. Maybe I set it down and just whiz through it. Well, off camera, I took it over there in the approved recycling area and washed it in the parts washer. Held it with one hand and sprayed it with carb cleaner. And this is what we got now. It's not dusty and dirty. And now we're just going to disassemble it one side at a time. I might have to spray some stuff here or there. Alright, well that's all of the carburetor rebuilding I can handle. So finished up the carburetor and put it back on and hooked up the fuel line. Because we didn't come here to watch the carburetor get rebuilt. We came here to watch this thing fire up and run. And I rebuilt carburetor. I got a video somewhere. You can go see it if you want to see a carburetor get rebuilt. It's boring and it's slow and it's unscrew and screw and unscrew and scrape the gasket off. Don't damage the aluminum. So we're ready to go now. Right? Yeah. I mean, why not? I gotta get a gas can, I guess. Well, let's play it safe first. Let's just fill the bowls and see if it will run and not leak. Right? I mean, let's not ask it to do tricks before. All right, so we got ignition. We got, oh, we got squirters on the pump. Lord. Well, I think she just keep on running now. It took a little while to get it to fire, but I think I was choking it. I was feeding it too much fuel there. Well, I ain't done nothing with the water yet, so I don't want to run it much longer than that right now. Sounded pretty good though. Responsive too. Roof, roof. I was kind of nervous it was going to rock off the stands. All right. I guess I got to find some wheels for it. Check the water. All right. Well, I want to let it run now. Put some water in it. Buttoned up a couple stupid things. Now we're going to see if these tires, the old Sportsman's, will hold air. Uh-oh. Looks like it. She's coming right around. It's going to blow up in my face, isn't it? All right. Back on the car. Whew. It's a lot of work for some tires that are going to go flat in 20 minutes. Uh-huh. I said it. Alright, so you heard it run earlier. I let the sun go down. I've marked my balancer. I'm going to set the timing. Try to dial it in a little bit better. Let it run a little bit longer this time. And, really just try to see what it's going to sound like. I did hear some tapping before, so maybe a heat cycle. This heat cycle will be a little longer. Maybe everything will prime up. Let's see if it'll go in here. There you have it. After 20 years, the barn find bucket is a runner. And pretty healthy sounding at that. I know we was puking a little fluid up here, but I didn't have the radiator cap on. I was just letting it breathe, get out the air that it was going to get out. I should have checked the trans fluid while it was running, but as you saw right there, as soon as we threw it into drive or reverse, it spun the tire around. So we're going to say the trans is good. At this point, it might be a driver. Nope, it's got no brakes. So that's what we're going to do next time. We're going to dig into that master cylinder and probably these rubber lines, and well, we know it needs rear pads and front calipers.
You ready to let me turn?
Sure. Well, go down there, leave a comment, like, subscribe, do the thumb thing, and come back and see. After 20 years, can we drive it around the block and back? Hopefully, back. See, I told you could drive it. All right, hold on.